It is time once again for the weekly wrap-up. These are stories that I collect throughout the week that I didn't have a chance to do a full video on, but are worth mentioning here. So let me start with this poll. This is from a new Harris poll. Net favorables. You see a lot of politicians here, and for some reason, both Cuomos. I don't really know why, but look at who's at the top. Mr. Bernie Sanders. I'm not saying anything. But I don't know. If Joe Biden can't do 2024, I know the man to replace him. But of course, would Bernie be up for it a third time? I don't know. But look, this part is depressing though. Ron DeSantis, right up there. In fact, Trump is a -5. Ron DeSantis. That's who, apart from Trump coming back potentially, I'm also worried about his little minions like DeSantis here, so keep an eye on that. But if you had Bernie, then there's no worries. Next one here. Chris Christie reveals who gave him COVID-19. This is amazing. Watch.
If Mark Meadows knew that somebody that I was sitting across from for 4 days had popped a positive test, he, as the White House Chief of Staff, put aside the president for a second. Obviously, the president, as my friend, should have looked at me and told me that. That's obvious. But I think what's less obvious is that Mark Meadows saved this for his book.
Yeah.
He saved it for a book. He didn't tell us. I went into the hospital in the intensive care unit. He didn't call and tell me. So I think that's inexcusable.
You had always suspected that you got it from the president. Is that right?
Well, the only reason I suspected it was because he was the only person who I didn't know his testing regimen. I was in close contact with. All the other people, we spoke about the fact.
So did this confirm for you that you did in fact get it for the president?
Oh, I think it's undeniable.
Yeah. And I mean, you were very sick. You could have died.
Sure.
Yeah. Amazing. Donald Trump gave Chris Christie, officially, for sure, gave Chris Christie COVID-19. It was already suspected before, but now he's saying that's what happened. What I find kind of amusing about this clip is that he's actually angrier at Mark Meadows than Donald Trump. Part of the reason I have to think is because Chris Christie still is hoping to have some kind of future in politics, and if he wants to be a Republican, he has to kiss Trump's ass. So he's not going to be as angry at Trump as maybe he should be about this, but it is just amazing. I don't even know what else to say. Imagine being this much of a bitch. Like, it's just incredible. All right. This story here from National Observer. Canada's richest families hold nearly 25% of Canada's wealth, while the bottom 40% of Canadians own just over 1%. We can't have a healthy democracy with such obscene inequality. The ultra-wealthy use their wealth to corrupt the democratic process, says Dimitri Lascaris, who I hope is the next Green Party leader. We'll see. I hope he runs. But, yeah, just, for people out there, it's not just obscene inequality in the U.S. It's also, of course, in Canada. Next story here, and actually the last story, but this is a 3-tab story, as you can see. Starting with AJ Plus, saying Kellogg says it will permanently replace most of the 1,400 workers who went on strike over a new system that cuts newer workers' pay and benefits. Workers reported 16-hour shifts and 80-hour weeks during the pandemic and rejected a proposal giving only veteran workers a 3% raise. Disgusting. But good to see these workers standing up and fighting back, understanding their worth. But this story gets amazing. So Liz Schuler here tweeting out, Kellogg's is trying to replace the 1,400 striking workers. Millennials and Gen Z flooded the jobs posting with fake applications and crashed the system. This is what solidarity looks like. I absolutely love this. So, of course, Kellogg's trying to replace these striking workers is a completely disgusting move, but that's why we got some smart people in my gen and the gen below me. Great work here, but it goes even further. Kurt Eichenwald here tweeting out, I told earlier how Gen Z crashed Kellogg's website by submitting bogus applications online when it sought job apps from strike breakers to replace union workers. Update, one of them wrote a program which uses random data to submit bogus applications to Kellogg's 24 hours a day. I absolutely love it. So there you go. A positive story. Doesn't happen all the time, but here is a clearly positive story this week. Good to see. That is your weekly wrap-up.